Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead and time to start supper. So I'm going to do a side salad first, then we're going to get to dinner. That's going to be pretty easy to make. So I've already got some of my salad mix and it's fresh bought today. So, but we're going to make it a little bit better. So I'm going to use one of my peppers from my garden. I know it's not all the way yellow, but that's okay. We've actually are still getting peppers off of our plants, which I'm surprised because it's October, but I'm not going to take them out until, we get them all, whatever's going to grow grows. And then I got to looking over in Jack's yard because we took everything out over there, and I thought to myself, we got quite a bit out of a little garden. We got about 10 gallons of pickles. I got 28 pints of diced tomatoes. I got I don't remember if it was 10 or 12 pints of the green tomato relish, and hard telling how many actual tomatoes between me and my neighbors that we all ate. And our peppers are still flourishing. I've probably gotten about 2-gallon bags of peppers chopped up and put into my freezer. And then I thought, geez, this property, our property is only 50 by 100. It's not very big. It's in the city. So you don't really get a chance to grow too much. And we've got all the trees covering our lot. But I got to thinking about how long this property has been in my family. My parents bought this as a rental unit in the 70s, early 70s. And when our house burnt down in Hazlet, we actually moved into this house in 1977. And my mom actually owned Jack's house since the 80s. So I think about, I look around our neighborhood and see how many people I grew up with and whatever, and it's just, got a lot of history here. I think that's pretty amazing when you think about that. I've spent most of my life, other than my married life, in this neighborhood or around these people. I think that's pretty cool. Maybe that's why we all think of each other as family. That could very well be. Now, Tom and I are not a green pepper fan, but you know what? I'm not going to let it go to waste, and I think that it's getting much cooler at night. They're not going to last much longer out on the vine, so yeah. I'll take them as they come in, that's for sure. I know I've been watching a lot of channels, and this was a horrible tomato year for a lot of people. Too much water and too much heat. It really took a toll on tomatoes this year. Because I'm used to canning quarts of tomatoes. And, yeah, that's not happening this year. Alright, so we got the pepper in there. I did chop up some cucumber the other day. And that's what I got left of the cucumbers. Those are all diced up. And I've got some... Hold on. I won't do a whole bunch of those because Tom is not the biggest fan, but that's okay. He'll eat them. So these ones I'm just going to kind of like maybe quarter them. I don't know why he doesn't like radishes as well. I do. These ones I'll cut smaller. But you can buy that salad mix at the store, because actually it's cheaper right now at Sam's to buy the salad mix. It's $2.38. And lettuce is running $2 a head. And I know it's not the fancy lettuce, and it's probably not full of nutrition, but it's certainly better than nothing. And I've ate plain lettuce my whole entire life, and I've liked it. I looked at the price of some of that other stuff, and I'm like, holy goodness. It's expensive. Our neighbor is finally working on his house. I can hear him out there. He's been out there the last couple of days pounding on stuff. Maybe they're finally going to rent it out. All right. And then I bought some broccoli, and I got it all cleaned up. And that's what I've been kind of munching on. So let's chop a few pieces of that. Not too much, because you know Tom's not a broccoli fan. He will eat broccoli as long as it doesn't have what AJ calls the tree part. He doesn't like a lot of that on there. But just a little bit more. I love broccoli myself. I think it tastes really good. Alright, now I'm going to dice up a tomato. You guys have seen me do that a million times, and I'll be right back. Got that tomato all chopped up. Now I'm going to take what I had left of that cheese of Tom's, and I'm going to take a little bit of the Gouda cheese. Put just maybe a handful and a half there on it. I know cheese isn't all that good for you, but I happen to like cheese. Alright, so then I'm just going to kind of mix it all together. And whatever we don't eat tonight, then I'll have part of it for lunch, or I'll even eat it for breakfast. I love salad for breakfast. I know it's weird, but it just tastes good no matter what time of day. Alright, so there's our salad for tonight. I'm going to get this stuff put away and get everything out for dinner, and we'll start dinner. Alright, I think I have everything out. So this is Spanish rice soup. Remember I told you I was still going to try to do soups once a week, because I know that a lot of you really like the soups. So, it calls for a pound of ground burger, which I have hamburger already canned up. And believe it or not, this is USDA approved. And people have been doing it for years. And so I don't have to spend the time cooking it again. And actually, when I can this, I cook it all up in the Instapot first. So then I have a chance to drain all that fat. Well, I'd say most of it. There's still a little bit in there. But most of the fat off of there. So it's a little bit nicer than a lot of the greasier, you know, hamburger that you're going to use. So I'm just going to chop those up into little pieces. I didn't think I'd like canned hamburger. I like it when it's not canned with liquid. When you can it with beef broth or anything like that, it really does have a, like, I don't know, a dog food taste kind of. I don't know. So we're going to use a tablespoon of minced onion. I hardly ever use minced onion. You know, it's funny, when I was younger I did, and now that I'm older I don't use it. And we need a teaspoon of garlic powder. And no, I'm not following this recipe completely. So if you want to change things, I'll post the regular recipe on there and you do what you want. Whoops, that was 2 teaspoons, sorry. Okay. And if you want to add other stuff to it, other, you know, spices, by all means do that. So, then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin. Actually, I'm starting to really like cumin too. Now, it calls for the green salsa which I don't like. I canned it a few years ago, and I just don't like it. I tried, and I don't like it. So I'm going to use a 16 ounces of regular salsa. And then it calls for a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes and a 4-ounce can of green chilies. Well, my homemade Rotel has all of that in it already, and it's 16 ounces. And it says to drain it, which I'm not going to do, because some of these rice soups, they actually do soak up so much of that juice that there isn't anything left, and I don't want that. And then we're going to have 4 cups of beef broth. Let me stir that up real good. Oh my. This is going to be really good. And we're going to get that all stirred up. Oh my goodness, guys. And you'll see the fleck of onions, but you know those, the minced onions will expand, and so they won't be like that at all. So what we're going to do is bring that to a boil. And once it gets to a boil, I'll bring you back and show you what's next. All right, so now asked to add a cup of rice, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to lower it down to medium-low. It doesn't say to cover it, but anything that I've cooked lately anyway, that talks about using rice or pasta, it always tells you to cover it. So I'm going to cover it. And it says to cook it for 20 minutes and check the rice. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. It smells really good, so hopefully it tastes real good too. I'll be back when that's done. Alright, so it's completely done. Look at that Spanish rice soup. So let's give it a small taste. It's still really, really hot, and I've let it sit here for a few minutes. Tom's got to stop by Sam's, and then he'll be home. He's got the whole weekend off. He's taking AJ to a football game on Friday. So AJ will love that. He loves football. That is really good. It says you can add salt and pepper to it, but honestly, I don't think it needs anything. I think it's perfect just the way it is. So, we'll meet you at the table and let Tom taste it. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
There's your soup. Give it a try.
That's good. That's real good.
Yeah?
See, there was enough in here for me for my lunch.
I already got your lunch over there.
Oh, yay. This is real good.
And I made that pumpkin pie thing. Do you want to try that?
Yeah. Give that a try.
I don't want to tell you what to do or anything.
I twist my arm and feel it. Okay. I guess I can eat it.
Okay. And then I have a side salad there for you, too. And that's pumpkin.
I'd have a third bite. That's really good.
Alrighty.
Nice and creamy.
You heard from the boss. Everything's good?
Everything wonderful.
Alrighty. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a great night.